Hi there, welcome back to the DRS training video series. This is going to be a training on routing. So the first thing to do is to look at our routing settings. And we do that at Admin, General Config, Routing Settings. Now most of these settings are fairly self-explanatory, and there are setting descriptions to help you understand exactly what the setting does and what formatting needs to be used. However, the really important settings to make sure are the way that you want them are auto load orders per truck, preferred departure time, delivery earliest departure, delivery window, and delivery setup time. Auto load orders per truck tells the system how many orders by default will go on one truck. So for example, if you have a total of 12 pickups and deliveries on a given day, the system will default to putting those orders on 2 separate trucks. Preferred departure time is the default time your drivers will leave to start making their deliveries and pickups. Delivery earliest departure is the earliest time that the system will allow your drivers to leave. Delivery window refers to the maximum amount of time your drivers can be early to a job site. For example, if their deadline to arrive for a delivery is 6 p.m., they can get there as early as 8 a.m. if the delivery window is set to 10 hours, as in this case. Delivery setup time refers to the average amount of time it takes your drivers to get the job site set up once they arrive. As always, please feel free to reach out to tech support for any questions on any of these settings. You can reach them at 505-435-9731, extension 102, or support@eventrentalsystems.com. Alright, now that these settings are in order the way that I want them, I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and I'm going to go into the delivery area. On this screen, green means delivery, red means pickup, and blue means we do have inventory out at a job site, but we delivered it on a different day and it's not yet time to pick it up. I'm going to go ahead and click into the 28th. Now the yellow triangle tells me that we have an invalid address for that job. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that order to do a little bit of investigation. Now at a glance I can see that that address looks suspicious to me. I know Albuquerque fairly well, and that is not an address that exists. So perhaps the customer made a typo when they entered in the address. So I'm going to call the customer to clarify. And what the customer tells me is that indeed they accidentally put in an extra 0 at the end of the address. It's supposed to be 5209 4th Street Northwest. Now that said, if I knew what the address was supposed to be without talking to the customer, I could go ahead and just click on this little triangle here and move this map pin, and then click on Set Address. But in this particular case, since again I was able to speak with the customer and figure out what the correct address is supposed to be, I'm just going to go ahead and update the address in the order itself. For more information on how to place or alter an order in the backend, please consult the backend ordering DRS tech support video or contact tech support. Alright, I've updated the order address, so I'm going to go ahead and click back into the 28th, and we can see now there's no longer an issue with the address. Now before we go any further, let's discuss what we're looking at here a bit. The map pins that you see on the top half of the screen are coordinated by color and number with the truck numbers that you see in the blue boxes on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Now the light colored boxes are drop-offs, and the darker boxes are pickups. And you can see that when we click on the boxes, the corresponding map pin for that job is highlighted on the map screen. Now we can see that the system has defaulted to putting these deliveries and pickups into 4 different trucks. There's probably a few reasons for that. Number one, we've got 4 different orders that all need to be set up by 8 a.m. and it would be tight to be able to get all of that done leaving at 6 a.m. The other thing is that since we had an invalid address for order number 1047, the system, just as a precaution, put that in its own truck. Now that I've updated the address for order number 1047, I'm going to rerun the algorithms and see if that makes any difference. Now the rectangle in the bottom right-hand corner of each job tells us what time the system anticipates that we will be done, factoring in drive time and setup time for the job. The red color of the rectangle for orders number 1053 and 1050 tell us that we're going to be late if we leave things as they are. So we need to go ahead and make a few adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and click on the lock to make changes, and then I'm going to go ahead and click into truck number 1. The default start time we have set for 6 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and see if changing that to 5 a.m. fixes this, and it looks like it did. Now looking at this, I can tell that order number 1051, if we leave things as they are, will be set up 3.5 hours early, And thinking through orders numbers 1054 and 1049, since they don't have to be done until much later in the day, it seems likely we might be able to do them all on truck number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and move order number 1054 up here to truck number 1. And I'm going to do the same thing with order number 1049. Now again, since order number 1051 doesn't have to be set up until 2 p.m., I'm going to go ahead and have the guys come back to the yard after they're finished with order number 1048. Have them maybe clean the yard a little bit, have some lunch, and then I'll send them back out after lunch. So let's go ahead and click on the plus, and that is going to add a warehouse stop. I'm going to move it over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and edit some of the settings here. For example, we expect this stop to last longer than 30 minutes. So when we look down the chain, we can see that that has us pretty perfectly positioned to go ahead and finish order number 1051 right on time, and then go ahead and pick up orders number 1054 and 1049. Now all that said, I am going to need the guys to go ahead and make a stop at the dump after they pick up orders number 1054 and 1049. So I'm going to go ahead and add a tip stop here. So I can go ahead and edit what we're calling this stop, and then I can edit the address here. I'm also going to edit the stop duration because I don't think it's going to take my guys longer than about 15 minutes to tip the load. Now for reporting purposes, I'm going to go ahead and add one last yard stop to the very end of the day. Now that's going to do a couple of things for us. Number one, it's going to tell the guys, come back to the yard after the dump and drop the truck off before you go home. But it's also going to give us a more accurate mileage report. You can view a mileage report at Reports, Employee Reports, Mileage Report. Alright, now that our day looks like we want it to, I'm going to go ahead and click into truck number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and assign a driver. I can also assign an assistant if I like, or print out contracts. And if I do print out contracts, it's going to give us 2 copies of each, one for the customer and one for the office. The DRS system supports digital contracts. Not only will your customers receive a link that they can use to sign their contract digitally in the receipt email they receive automatically once they've placed their order, but also your drivers can pull up the contract for the customer to sign digitally when they arrive at the job site via our free mobile driver app. For more information on our driver app, please consult the DRS driver app video or contact tech support. Now from this screen, I can also send a text message to my customers letting them know what the arrival time is going to be. Now you can see here that the arrival window is set at 2 hours. In other words, the system anticipates that the drivers will arrive there at 5:20, so the text that will be sent to the customer will say something to the effect that we will arrive there between 4:20 a.m. and 6:20 a.m. That arrival window is one of the settings that we were looking at the beginning of the tutorial in Admin, General Config, Routing Settings. The system will never tell the customer an arrival time that is after the start time of their job. Customer text messaging is an add-on feature. For more information on that, please feel free to contact Jeremy in the sales department at 512-872-1636 or j@lawsudo.com. We can also view the load sheet from this screen, and we can print it from here as well. And last but not least, we can click on View Route to look at the route and a map and the load sheets. Now we can either print from this screen, or we can send this to the driver via an SMS text message. Employee texting is part of the base package of DRS. It is customer texting that is an add-on feature. To ensure that DRS is able to send a text message to your employees, make sure that you have a phone number and a mobile carrier listed for them under Admin, General Config, Users. For more information on adding users, consult the DRS Adding Users video or contact the tech support department. Now on this screen I can toggle the map and the route and the load sheets. In this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and send everything to the driver. Now these load sheets contain interactive checkboxes, so when you send this to your drivers will be able to check off items as they load them onto the truck. So I'm going to go ahead and click here to send this to the driver, and the driver should momentarily receive a text message with the route and the load sheet. You can see real-time truck location with the Truck Tracker feature. The Truck Tracker feature is included in all DRS service packages. For more information on truck tracking and how to set it up, please consult the DRS driver app training video or the tech support department. Once again, you can reach the tech support department at 505-435-9731, extension 102, or support@eventrentalsystems.com. We hope this is helpful. Thank you for watching and have a great day.